Today, we are going to finally find out what your level of English is in 2026. A1, A2, B1, B2, or even C1 or C2, the maximum level of English. Here is how it's going to work. I will ask you 30 questions, starting at A1 and moving all the way up to English proficiency at C2. Just keep track of your score as we go, and by the end of this lesson, you will have a much clearer idea of your current level. Today's test will focus mainly on grammar and vocabulary. So if you want a more comprehensive assessment of your skills, I also offer a free, full online level test. If you want to take that free online level test, click the link in the description box or scan the QR code on screen. It takes you through all the levels and gives you an even clearer picture of where you are right now. I'll send your results straight to your inbox. Okay, let's begin with the test. We're starting with A1, the beginner level of English. I'm going to give you 5 multiple choice questions and I will explain each answer. Use the pause button if you need more time. Okay, 1. Choose the correct question word. Is your name? I'm Maria. A. Whom? B. What? Or C. Who? It's B. What is your name? We use what to ask for information, like someone's name. We use who to talk about a person, as in who is that? Whom is a formal word for who, but it's not common in everyday English. It doesn't fit here grammatically as it's used as an object. Okay, 2. Which sentence is correct? A. She have 2 cats. B. She has 2 cats. Or C. She's having 2 cats. The answer is B. She has 2 cats. Use has, not have, for he, she, and it. She's having 2 cats is incorrect because we use simple tenses to show possession, not continuous tenses. Question 3. There, a park near my house. Is it A, is, B, are, or C, am? Well, I hope you chose A, there is a park near my house. We usually use there is with one thing and there are with more than one. A park is one place, so we need is. Am is only used with I. Question 4. Which sentence sounds the most natural? A. I go often to the gym. B. Often I go to the gym. Or C. I often go to the gym. It's C. I often go to the gym. Words like often, usually, and sometimes are called adverbs of frequency. In English, they usually go before the main verb. That's a really good rule to remember. Option B, often I go to the gym, is technically correct, but it sounds a bit unnatural and is much less common in everyday speech. And our last question at A1, which word is correct in this sentence? She like pizza. A. Don't. B. Doesn't. Or C. Hasn't. You said B, right? That's perfect. She doesn't like pizza. To make negative sentences in the present simple with he, she, or it, we use doesn't. Don't is used with I, you, we, or they. Okay, the A1 level is complete. How many did you get right? Remember to keep track of your score. Let's move up to A2, the pre-intermediate level. Okay, question 6. Choose the correct word to complete the sentence. Brenda has lived here 3 years. A. Since. B. For. Or C. During. It's B. For. We use for with a period of time showing duration, like 3 years or 2 months. You'll often hear this with the present perfect. have or has plus past participle when something started in the past and is still true now. 7. Choose the correct option. She's much than her sister. A. More kind. B. Kinder. Or C. Kindest. The answer is B. Kinder. With short adjectives like kind, we add er or to compare two nouns. In this case, people. Kindest is the superlative form used to compare more than two people or things. Next up, 8. Which word accurately completes the sentence? I was really tired. I went to bed early. A. But. B. Because. Or C. So. C. So is the correct answer. We use so to talk about a result. The reason I went to bed was that I was tired. Okay, question 9. What do we need to complete this sentence? You park here. It's not allowed. Is it A, don't have to? B, don't need to? Or C, mustn't? It's C, mustn't. Mustn't is a contraction or a blending of the words must and not. It means something is not allowed. And our last question at A2, number 10. Which sentence is correct? Is it A, I'm interested in learning English? B, I'm interested in learning English? Or C, both sentences are correct? It's B. We use ed adjectives to talk about how a person feels. ing adjectives describe things or situations, not how you feel. They tell us what causes the feeling. All right, before we move on, let's pause for a second. Please add up your correct answers from the A1 and A2 sections. If you got around 8 or more correct, you are looking at a pretty solid A2 level. You're clearly comfortable with the basics and ready to keep pushing forward. That said, I would still recommend taking my free online level test to double check and get a clearer picture of where you stand overall. Just click the link in the description box or scan the QR code there. Right, let's step things up a bit. We are moving to B1. It's going to be a little bit more challenging. This is the intermediate level of English. I cover B1 in my beautiful British English B1 program. So if you are working towards this level, that's perfect for you. Let's start with question 11. What do we need to complete this sentence? I, working here since January. Is it A, am? B, have been? Or C, was? It's B, have been. I have been working here since January. We can use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that started in the past and is still happening now. Since is a strong clue that we need a perfect tense because it marks the starting point of an action or state. Number 12, let's test your vocabulary. The hotel offers excellent, including a gym and pool. A, facilities. B, services. Or C, equipment. It's A, facilities. Facilities are the buildings, equipment and services provided for a specific purpose. Hotels, sports centres and public spaces all have facilities. Services refers more to what's done for you, while equipment is used for the physical items. 13. How can we complete this sentence? Gerald's phone while he was travelling. Is it A, is stealing? B, was stolen? Or C, was stolen? It's C, was stolen. Gerald's phone was stolen while he was travelling. This is the passive voice. We use it when the action is more important than who did it, or when we don't know who did it. Here, the phone is the focus, not the thief. We also don't know who the thief was. All right, question 14. Here's some practical vocabulary for you. You're calling a restaurant. Which word best completes this sentence? I'd like to make a or an for 2 people at 8 o'clock. Is it A, reservation, B, appointment, or C, arrangement? You should have said A, reservation. We make reservations at restaurants, hotels, or for travel. An appointment is specifically for professional services, like at the doctor's or hairdresser's, and an arrangement is more general. It's any plan you make with someone. Okay, on to 15. Let's try a 2-parter for our final question at B1. Complete this sentence with the correct form of the verb in brackets. If I had you needed help, I would have the document for you. The first word in brackets is know, and the second is translate. Is it A, know, translate, B, known, translated, or C, knew, had translated? The answer is B, had known, translated. This is the third conditional, which we use for imaginary situations, things that didn't happen. The structure is if plus past perfect, which is had and past participle, comma, would have plus past participle. If I had known you needed help, I would have translated the document for you. You didn't know, so you didn't translate it. Okay, that was B1. Not too bad, right? Make sure to note down your total score out of 15 and let's keep going. We're over halfway through now. Let's move to B2. This is our upper intermediate level of English. I also offer my beautiful British English B2 program, which would be perfect for you if you're working towards the B2 level. Let's test whether you can actually think in English and handle the kind of natural language you'd encounter in real life. 16. Complete the sentence with the correct phrasal verb. The meeting was supposed to start at 9, but technical issues us for over an hour. Is it A, held up, B, took over, or C, cut off? The answer's A, held us up. To hold up means to delay someone or something. And you'll hear this constantly in British English, often in the passive voice. Sorry I'm late, I got held up in traffic. Take over can mean to assume control of something, like she took over the company. And cut off can mean to disconnect or isolate, like the village was cut off by the snowstorm. In these contexts, they don't fit the meaning we need, but all of the phrasal verbs have multiple meanings depending on how they're used. Now, let's test whether you can spot the differences between these tricky adjectives. Number 17, which sentence is correct? A, buying in bulk is more economic than buying single items. B, buying in bulk is more economical than buying single items. Or C, both are correct. You want B here, economical. Economical means cost-effective or efficient with money. Economic relates to the economy or economics as a field. So an economical choice saves you money, but economic policy affects the whole country. Easy to mix up. Okay, number 18, complete the sentence with the correct verb. The council decided to a survey to gather community feedback on the proposed plan. A, conduct, B, convert, or C, construct. That's right, it's A, conduct. Conduct means to organise and carry out something like research, a survey, or an investigation. Convert means to change something from one form to another, and construct means to build. Okay, 19. Choose the correct option. We experienced technical issues. The presentation. Is it A, during, B, throughout, or C, both are correct? The answer is C. Both work, but with a subtle difference. During is more flexible. It could mean at some points in the presentation or from beginning to end. It doesn't specify. Throughout emphasizes issues that happened across the entire presentation, suggesting the issues were continuous or repeated. Since the sentence doesn't tell us if the issues were occasional or constant, either preposition could be correct. Okay, let's try some more grammar for our final question at B2. She suggested the deadline rather than the project entirely. Is it A, to extend and to cancel? Is it B, extending, cancelling? Or C, extend, cancel? It's B, extending, cancelling. She suggested extending the deadline rather than cancelling the project entirely. Suggest is followed by the ing form, gerund, not the infinitive. And notice we need the gerund in both gaps because of rather than, which creates a parallel structure, so both verbs take the same form. Okay, how are you doing so far? Go ahead and tally up your correct answers from the B1 and B2 sections. That's 10 questions between the two levels. If you got at least 17 or 18 out of 20 correct so far, you are most likely working towards B2 level, which is brilliant. If you got anything less than 16, I would generally recommend starting at B1. You really want to build those strong intermediate foundations before trying to reach any higher levels. Trust me, it will make everything else so much easier. We cover a lot of grammar at B1. And again, if you want to test yourself in a more in-depth way, I've got my free online English level test. Click the link in the description box or scan the QR code there and I'll send you your result via email. Okay, let's move on to C1. This is advanced English. My most popular English course ever is the Beautiful British English C1 program. If you're working towards this level, this course is ideal for you. Let's start with question 21. How could we paraphrase this sentence? After years of neglecting her mental health, Sarah decided to completely overhaul her approach to wellness. A. Sarah ignored her mental health for years, so she decided to change her wellness routine. B. Having neglected her mental health for years, Sarah resolved to transform her approach to well-being completely. Or C. Years of ignoring her mental health led Sarah to think negatively about wellness. It's B. A is close, but wellness routine is narrower than approach to wellness. A routine is just what you do regularly, whereas an approach is your entire philosophy. C completely changes the meaning of the original sentence. B captures everything, the time frame, the active decision, and the scale of change. At C1, you need to be aware of these tiny shifts in meaning, the nuance. Okay, 22. Complete this sentence. What Anna needed, a complete lifestyle overhaul, not just a new job. A. Was. B. To do. Or C. That was. It's A. Was. This is a cleft sentence. I love teaching cleft sentences. We go into some really advanced grammar in the C1 program. It begins with a what clause and is joined to the second clause with a form of to be, in this case, was. Cleft sentences help us emphasize information, a complete lifestyle overhaul. Options B and C don't create a grammatically correct cleft structure. Okay, for 23, I want you to complete this sentence. After hours of negotiation, both parties agreed to a compromise. A. Do. B. Strike. Or C. Hit. It's B. Strike. Strike a compromise. This is the natural collocation for reaching an agreement where both sides give something up. Do a compromise and hit a compromise simply don't work. They're not common collocations in English. You might do a workout or hit a target, but they don't collocate with compromise. Okay, next one. Complete the sentence using the correct negative inversion. Another C1 topic I love teaching in my program. Hardly. Concerns were raised about the funding allocation. Is it A, the committee approved the budget then? B, had the committee approved the budget when? Or C, when the committee approved the budget then? It's B. Hardly had the committee approved the budget when concerns were raised about the funding allocation. This is a negative inversion, classic C1 grammar that adds emphasis and a touch of formality. The structure is hardly plus auxiliary verb plus subject plus main verb plus when or than. Okay, your final C1 question. Just tell me which sentence is the clearest. A. Hoping to reduce carbon emissions, the new transport policy was introduced by the Council. B. Hoping to reduce carbon emissions, the Council introduced a new transport policy. Or C. The new transport policy, hoping to reduce carbon emissions, was introduced by the Council. It's B. Non-finite clauses like hoping to reduce carbon emissions should usually have the same subject as the main clause. The Council was hoping, and the Council introduced a new policy. In A and C, it sounds like the policy has hopes and dreams. This catches out even advanced learners because it requires you to think about logical subjects, not just grammar rules. Okay, that was C1. That was hard. Are you still with me? Note down your score and let's move to the final level, the highest, maximum, most extreme, C2. Can't be that bad, can it? And by the way, if you are working towards the C2 level, that's the maximum level of English, I have very recently launched my brand new Beautiful British English C2 program. I'm very excited that that's now available for you. It's been requested for years. Question 26. I've decided that I want future Lucy to deliver question 26 because present Lucy has decided this one's not hard enough. We need to give you a harder one. Complete the gap. After the scandal, his reputation was in... Is it A, remnants, B, shards, or C, tatters? It's C, tatters. In tatters means so badly damaged that it can't be saved. It collocates strongly with reputation. Remnants are the small remaining parts of something, and shards are small broken pieces of something sharp, like glass. Neither collocates strongly with reputation. Thank you, future Lucy. Very, very kind of you. On to 27 now. Which preposition do we need in these three phrases? The blink, the dull, the ball. Is it A, in, B, on, or C, at? It's B, on. On the blink means not working. On the dole means receiving unemployment benefits. And on the ball means understanding what's happening and reacting quickly. Now, question 28. Which sentence best captures the tone of this original statement? I've failed completely, she said disappointedly. Is it A, she seethed over her failure? B, she was livid at her failure? Or C, she lamented her failure? It's C, she lamented her failure. To lament means to express sorrow or disappointment, which matches the disappointed tone of the original. You could also say she was crestfallen at her failure. Both capture sadness and regret. Options A and B both convey anger. Seethed suggests simmering rage, and livid means furiously angry. Neither is a good match for the disappointed, sorrowful tone we're looking for. Okay, question 29, the penultimate here. Complete the sentence with the correct words. For Sarah's patients, we never have stopped being Poles on the holiday plans. Is it A, but, would, apart? B, not, will, away? Or C, except, could, aside? The answer's A. But for Sarah's patience, we would never have stopped being poles apart on the holiday plans. But for means if it were not for, or without. It's a formal phrase to introduce a conditional. In this sentence, we pair it with would have plus past participle to talk about what would have happened in the past without Sarah's intervention. This is a really advanced grammatical construction. To be poles apart is an idiom meaning to have completely opposite views or to disagree fundamentally. And our final C2 level question. What is the critic primarily suggesting? The exhibition assembles its gestures with immaculate assurance, yet the profusion of references feels more like a catalogue of influence than a conversation with it. Is it A? The exhibition demonstrates technical confidence, but relies too heavily on existing artistic traditions. B, the exhibition successfully reinterprets a wide range of influences in an original and dialogic way. Or C, the exhibition lacks coherence due to an excess of competing artistic styles. The correct answer is A. A catalogue of influence suggests a neat, exhaustive listing, but there's no conversation within it, implying no questioning or reworking. It's not a successful reinterpretation, nor does it lack coherence. It relies too much on other influences. And that's C2. If you got most of those right, I'm seriously impressed. You're using English at a near native level, if not beyond native at times. That last question particularly was incredibly academic. C2 isn't always academic, but it can be sometimes. If you found them challenging, that's completely normal. C2 is a different beast entirely. And some congratulations are in order because you have made it to the end of our level test. Go ahead and add up your scores from each section and let me know in the comments how many you got out of 30. And if you want to go more in depth, scan the QR code there or click the link in the description box. Take my full free online English level test. This will give you a more comprehensive assessment and I'll send you the results via email. I'm wishing you a very happy 2026. I hope you achieve all of your English goals. I will see you in the next lesson. Bye!